Good morning, all. So, till now, we discussed about data. So, in data, we had seen that what is data. So, data is basically it comprises of facts and states. Then we looked into categories of data. Right. In categories, we had seen two major categories: quantitative and qualitative. Right. In quantitative data, we had seen continuous data and discrete data. Right. In qualitative data, we had seen four different types. So these were nominal, right? Ordinal data, interval, right? And ratio. After that, we discussed what is statistics, or basically statistics. So I talked about that statistics is, you can say, applied mathematics, applied maths on data to get descriptive analytics plus inferential analytics. Okay. So yeah, so this is what we discussed till now, and now I'll talk about terminologies in statistics. Okay. So yeah, the first thing in statistics, uh, or the very common term in statistics which you'll see, right? So the very common thing which you'll see is population. Okay. And second thing is samples, right? So what is population? So population is let's start the understanding the definition. So basically, if you remember set theory, then we'll say that population is a uh, set of let's say set of objects, right? Or you can also say it is set of events, right? Like what all events happened, right? Or make it more understandable, it is like set of all observations. Okay. So this is what population, and if you are not comfortable with the word set, then you can replace this word with collection, right? So basically a population is a collection of collection of all observations. Okay. So now coming to what is sample. So like as I was talking about set here, right? So sample is a subset, right? A subset, right? So subset of, you can say like a subset of all of these things. So basically you can say that a subset of population is what? Is a sample, right? So defining it, a sample is a subset of population, right? Now uh, let's say example, right? So basically uh, okay, let's start with some very simple examples like uh, okay, let's say alphabets, right? Alphabets. So like what will be the population of alphabets? It's like it will be a set of all the alphabets, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y, Z, right? So this is population, right? Now what will be sample? Like I just took some samples, right? For example, A, E, I, O, U, and X, Y, Z, right? So this is sample, right? So population is everything. Sample is like some of the alphabets I had taken randomly from the population. Okay. So this is the difference between population and sample, right? Now, like your sample should be a representative of your population, right? Like so here, let me take this example again. So uh, suppose again I am taking alphabets, right, as my population, and it is ABC till XYZ, right? Now if I take sample A, E, I, O, U, right? So what is the problem with this sample? That like my sample is not like okay, this is an example where you can say that it is representing the alphabet because there is not much we are not talking about characteristics of the alphabets, right? uh, like there is only one characteristic, that this is an alphabet, right? Like so A is also alphabet, A here, B is also alphabet, C is also alphabet. But let's say like my population is a combination of constants and value sorry uh, so if my population is a set of consonants and vowels, right? Or yeah, vowels, right? So what I did is like I just took a sample which are all vowels, right? I haven't take consonants. So this is not exact representation of my population. Okay. Now, okay, maybe I can take some better example. So let's say I take example of COVID-19 cases. Here, so suppose like if I have to take data from all over India, right? Like so, my population will become, population is uh, will be a set of Indian population, right? Indian population, right? Like if I have to say, if I have to do uh, some analysis on whether a particular medicine is effective on Indian population or not, right? Like that is my use case. Now, if I take sample, right, and if the sample is, let's say, only for Karnataka state, right? So what is happening here is, like, my sample may not be a good representation of population. Why? Like, here also I have human being and male and female gender, right? But what could be different? Like, suppose, like, my hypothesis is that uh, medicine medicine sorry yeah, my hypothesis is that medicine X, just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, so my hypothesis is that medicine X is effective for Indian population. Okay. Now, to prove this hypothesis, what I have to do is, like, I have to check it on all entire Indian population, right? Like, I can't check it on entire population of like 1.3 billion people, right? So what I will be doing is I will be sampling, right? But if I do sampling on Karnataka state itself, right? So what could be the problem? Like, if this medicine is having some some uh, dependency, I'll not say dependency, but like, if it is uh, yeah, like, if the effect of this medicine have some dependency on let's say weather, right? Or uh, food habits, right? Right. So in that case, what will happen is, if I'm just taking the data of Karnataka state, then uh, like maybe this hypothesis uh, may be correct. Like, this hypothesis is correct, that this medicine X is effective, right? But this is effective only on uh, Karnataka people, right? It may not be effective on uh, let's say people in Gujarat, right? Where food habits are different, or uh, people in Delhi, right? So and what is the reason? Because the reason is that, like, my this medicine is very much dependent on how the weather is, how the food habits is, right? So if these are the two uh, important attributes for this medicine to be effective, then the effectiveness of this medicine will be different in different parts of the country, right? In that case, like, my sample is not representative of the population, Indian population. So I can say that, yes, my medicine is working fine for Karnataka people, but my medicine is not working fine for Indian population. Okay. So like, this particular hypothesis will be correct only for Karnataka, but it will not be correct for uh, Indian population, right? Okay. So this was definition of population and sampling. Now coming to sampling techniques, right? So we have population. We know now what is the difference between population and sample. Uh, Now we will be talking about, like, how to create a sample, which is very important thing. Like, you will find this problem like, not for a small data set, but like, when the data is huge, you may not want to use the entire data for modeling, for building models, right? There you have to decide on your sampling technique, right? Like, what kind of uh, how to collect the data from population, right? Like, or how to sample the data from population. So let me show you with some pictures, right? Like, uh, again, taking Indian population as an example, right? Indian population, right? So suppose this is the entire population, and let me say, uh, okay, let me divide this, right? So suppose this is uh, like this much. Let's say this is like 5% of the data, right? 5% of the data is from MP, 5% of the data is from AP, Andhra Pradesh, 5% of the data is from uh, Delhi, right? Not 5%, but like this is the population. I'm just taking some random numbers here. Like it can be more. So Delhi population 5%, MP population maybe 15%, AP maybe 25%, right? Uh, uh, Maharashtra population, let's say again 25%, right? So like this way, we can have a complete pie chart for Indian population. And what we have to do now is like we have to do sampling, right? So how the sample will look like? So it will be a smaller pie, right? And like will again, what we want to do is like we need to figure out like how much this population I have to take. So for example, here the population is 1.3 billion. So let us decide that I will go with 1.3 million records, 1.3 million samples, right? Now, how this 1.3 million samples should be chosen, right? So that is a question which will be trying to solve with sampling techniques. Okay. Now, so what are sampling techniques? So let's see. So sampling techniques. Uh, sampling techniques are of two types. Let me put it here, 1 and 2. So one is probability based sampling. Okay. And second one is non-probability based. I'll discuss in more detail. But, let's just understand what is there in the probability based sampling techniques, or what exactly it means by probability based sampling techniques. So basically, probability based sampling technique is techniques where like out from the population, you can take any sample, and like based on the probability of that sample, like probability of choosing that sample, right? So let me give what all are these techniques. So first technique is random sampling. Okay. I'll get into details of what exactly these techniques are, but let's just see all of these techniques. So random sampling. uh, Second is systematic sampling. Systematic sampling. Okay. And third is stratified sampling. Sampling, right? So these three sampling techniques are probability based sampling. In random sampling, what you do is like so suppose like the population is 1.3 billion. So and you have to choose 1.3 million samples, right? So you will randomly choose the people out of this 1.3 billion, right? Like it can be though the population of Delhi represent 5% of the all Indian population, but there is a possibility that when you create a sample, 10% of the population is from 10% of the sample data is from Delhi, right? Or let's say like 60% to 65% of Indian population is from rural area, but when you are going to randomly choose samples, it may be possible that 70 to 80% of your population is from urban area, right? But so yes, like the population, the sample may not be a representation of the population, or it in some cases it may be a representation of the population. But yeah, here the difference you will see in uh, uh, the difference is not the difference, but the technique is that yeah, the probability of any person to be chosen as a sample is equal, right? Like uh, while creating the sample, choosing a person from the Bangalore is having equal probability as choosing a person from Delhi or from a rural area, right? So that is random sampling. Systematic sampling is that you decide how the sampling should be, uh, like how the sample should be taken. So for example, I decide that okay, I will choose one sample from Bangalore, one sample from Delhi, one sample from Mumbai, one sample for, so basically one sample I had chosen from uh, every of these uh, every of these cities, right? And then I decide again that once I'm done with this, like I'll again choose one sample, right? Till I get 1.3 billion samples. Okay. uh, there are other ways as well, like basically I decide that okay, I will be choosing uh, uh, people who are having uh, odd car numbers, right? Just for an example. So like or maybe I will be choosing that people who are having cars, that is what I need as a sample, right? uh, yeah, and basically like introducing some system to choose the sample, right? So maybe like it can be that I will be choosing every person from the house whose house number is even, or whose house number is odd, right? Like wherever you have house number as 1001, so you choose that person, and if the house number is 1002, you don't choose that person, right? Something like that. So that is systematic sampling. Then third one is stratified sampling. So stratified sampling is that you decide that you will be choosing 5% of the samples from Bangalore, 10% of the samples from Delhi, like which is basically a population representation, right? Like, or you make sure that like I will be choosing at least 2% samples from each of the districts of India, right? So that is stratified sampling. Okay. So you'll mostly see use of random sample and stratified sampling, right? Like, and stratified sampling is like you will see that stratified sampling, stratified, I would say stratified plus a random sampling uh, will be a very good representation of the population. Okay. Now quickly coming to non-probabilistic sampling techniques approach. So again, there are four sampling techniques. There are more than that, but these are the very common non-probabilistic sampling techniques. So first is a snowball technique. Okay. Second is quota quota techniques. Right. Third is based on judgment. We'll discuss all of these techniques in more detail. And fourth is convenience. Okay. So these are non-probability based techniques: snowball, quota, judgment, and convenience. Snowball, yeah, like we'll discuss all of this in more detail. So let's start with probabilistic approach, right, of statistical techniques. So probabilistic approach. Okay. So first, random sampling. right? So what random sampling is that you randomly sample any member from the population, right? So as I said, like so basically if this is the population, right, these are the people, right? So like, and if I have to choose three people, right, so I can choose any of these three people, right? It's completely random. This is random sampling, right? And so basically in random sampling what happens is the probability of choosing any observation is same, right? Like probability will be equal. Probability of a sample to be chosen is equal to probability of choosing any other sample. Okay. Now uh, talking about systematic sampling. So again, I take a similar kind of example. So here what I do is like I choose all the samples which are at uh, on let's say even positions, right? Like so 1, 2. So I'll choose this 3, 4, this one 5, 6, right? So this one and this one, right? So this is on a systematic sampling. Here the probability of a person to be chosen on the even number, right, is higher than the person like basically uh, like the probability of the person to be chosen at the odd number will be 0 in this case, right? It will not be, the probability of two people to be selected will not be same, right? So and actually we will not be selecting all the people at the odd number, right? Like we have to suppose out of 10 we have to select 3, right? So here out of 10 we have to select 3. So we select this one, we select this one, and then we selected this one, right? We are not selecting this person, right? So this is known as systematic sampling. So here, like the probability of choosing on the people with the odd positions, sorry, people with the even positions is equal, but the probability of uh, people to be chosen at the even places is 0. Like we are not at all considering those observations to be part of our sampling. And this is known as systematic sampling. Now, third one is stratified sampling, right? So basically stratified sampling, again we can take the same example, like I have to choose uh, 10 out of, like, okay, for this particular example let me put that out of 10 samples I need 4 samples, okay, or okay, let me have 10 samples, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, right? So now what I decide is that I will have equal sample from odd numbers and equal sample from even numbers, right? So basically, uh, I decide that okay, these are my status, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so strata, okay, what I have to do is I have to form a strata of even and odd, right? I should have given this number, sorry, I will give this number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10, right? So and now I divide this into stratas, right? So this become my strata. So this is my one data set, this is my another data set, right? So now I decide that like I have to do stratified sampling and my status are even population and odd population, right? And I have to choose two people from even and 2 people from odd, right? So like out of these 5 I will choose 2, so this could be like this one and this one, right? And out of this 5 I have to choose 2, so maybe I can choose this one and this one, right? So basically what I'm saying is this is like stratified random sampling. Okay, like uh, what I did is I create status of the population for even and odd, and then I'm randomly sampling from this status, right? Status is basically groups. Okay, so uh, 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 these are like very common probabilistic approaches: uh, random sampling, systematic sampling, and stratified sampling. And mostly you'll see the usage of stratified sampling very often, right? uh, so random sampling, practically it is better, like when you, so suppose you have to sample people from uh, uh, like for let's say you have to sample people for COVID-19 test, right? So you can sample them, like it is easy to do random sampling rather than like you go stratified, do stratified sampling and all, right? But then the results on random sampling may not be what you will be expecting on the population, right? Because there is very much high possibility that your data is biased. Your data is let's say you have to collect the data like 60% from rural area and 40% from urban area, but you end up collecting like 90% of the data only from the urban area, and only 10% of the data from rural area, right? So these are the problems with sampling techniques. So the best will be to do stratified sampling, but practically like practical implementations may be difficult in cases, so then you end up having a random sampling. Okay, so this was all about sampling techniques. I will talk about uh, non-probabilistic approaches of sampling as well in the next session. If you have any questions related to this session, we can discuss it now. Okay, so assuming no questions, I will end this session here, and we'll be talking about other other sampling techniques in our next session. Thank you.